A very good afternoon to you, and welcome once again to the Suwon Country Club. We are coming at you live from Gyeonggi-do, Korea Republic, where Kim Min-byul, who has been the biggest mover today, is about to tee off, and she has been in fine form. This is the 2025 NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship. Kim Min-byul now teeing off for hole number 9. She's kept really great form. She sits just one behind the leader, or that is the top spot in the leaderboard, which is still occupied by Lee Won. Lee Won has 12 under. Kim Min-byul has moved up to 11 under. Just about hitting the rough slightly there, but she's been the golfer to watch today. So it'll be very interesting to see, how she progresses through the day. Shin Yoo-jin, who really was the biggest golfer in the spotlight yesterday, it was up to an 8 under, then fell from grace a little bit to drop to 6 under. Today, she's managed to pick up 1, so sitting at 7 under currently, and she will of course give it a best shot. So a couple of golfers in there who have done very well. Remember, this is a big event in terms of how it's progressed since last year. It was 800 million, the prize money. This year it's 1 billion Korean won, which translated to United States dollars is 710,048. 80 meters to the hole. Kim Min-ju. Well placed by her. Well, she was the biggest mover on day one, and she actually really challenged Lee Won for quite a bit of time. But she too, just falling off the grid a tad bit. Lee Won onto her 8th hole. She's still the leader here. It's a 3rd stroke, but now she's got Kim Min-byul literally breathing down her neck. So it's going to be very important for her to be steady. Remember yesterday she was at 13 under, and a double bogey on the last hole, of course, took her to 11 under, and that might have been, just that chink in her armor, which was rock solid for most part of round 1 and round 2. And if you're trying to figure out why, we don't have any slacks, and the skirts have come out and the girls are looking all pretty, it's very simple. The temperature, of course, is very, very pleasant today. Predicted sunny skies with a few cloud covers, but 17 degrees Celsius, and it actually feels like it's about 20 or 21. So it's been a very, very good morning in a way. Wind gusts at just about 9 kilometers per hour. Remember yesterday they were going up to 27 kilometers per hour. Now that might change in the course of the day, but we're back to a regular, pleasant, good day of golf, and the women's attire will tell you a story. Always. Ji-han Sol. She's on her 9th hole. Well, that is fantastic placement from her. She started off very well yesterday. Had a few blemishes along the way, and then that, of course, just took her into a bit of a challenging zone. But here's the golfer now in focus, Kim Min-byul, sitting right behind Lee Won. And she's put on a great display today. Wasn't really expected, came in out of the blue, has had some really, really good moments. And that's what I've been saying right through, that there are some golfers, of course, who thrive on bad conditions, weather conditions, and there are some golfers who'll shine when conditions are perfect, like today. Knocking that quite a bit away from the flagstick, but she needed to get out of the rough. Kim Min-byul. She's still been, very focused, kept a very, very calm demeanor. The final round will always have golfers a little more concerned than the first 2 rounds, and that's because there's a lot at stake. Shin Yoo-jin. Can she nail a birdie here? Now she knows that it's just a narrow miss. A gentle tap-in will do to clean it up, but you really got to try and make the most of your chances here today. Here's Park Chu-young aiming for birdie on hole 13. Not a worry at all. She moves up to a 5 under. She too had a good amount of points yesterday. And she's had, well, 3 bogeys today in that first 9. It's been a challenging time for her. Kim Min-joo aiming for birdie on hole 8. Remember, she's up to, well, 8 under, and that was the score which she had at the half point yesterday, or the midpoint of round 2. And well done there as she moves up to a 9 under. So Kim Min-joo will be happy with, well, that effort. So interesting times here for all our golfers. It's a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful day. I do hope you can see, you know, the sun up in the skies. No more windbreakers, no more, well, hoodies or jackets around. And also, it's a comfortable time for the golfers. I mean, these are the conditions that they normally are best suited to, or within which you can call it not the comfort zone, but really the perfect zone for them. Here's Lee Won. And Lee Won, of course, one of those golfers who does thrive in bad weather conditions. She's absolutely fantastic in them. We'll aim for birdie on hole 8. Needs to take her time with this. Now that's an absolutely narrow miss. Would have skipped a heartbeat there if I was in her shoes. She should be able to finish this easy. So she'll save par here, but all said and done, well, just a chance missed, and she knows it. Lee Won. I do love her temperament. She's just, well, she stays focused. She's got those, you know, gentle smiles that'll break through once in a while. There are serious moments as well. Very, very focused golfer. Yes, Kim Min-byul. Bit of a long shot for a birdie, but she does get close enough. Shouldn't be a problem to finish on par here for her. So she'd still stay at that 11 under, right behind Lee Won. Moon Jong-min, who's also up to 10 under. She's on hole number 10, her second stroke. And this is really where golfers begin to shine. It's on that final round when you see things totally change. Very well done here by Moon Jong-min. She's got it onto a fairly decent spot on the green, and I do believe it's been quite impressive from her. Park Min-ji will aim for birdie on hole 11. She's down to 3 under. And that's a well-plotted move from her as she gets another birdie, her 4th birdie of the day. But she's had 3 bogeys in there that have pretty much marred her performance. Well, sometimes you might find yourself out of the running for the championship or, you know, the tournament win. But then there's always, well, that the points that count in the end and how you finish in the tournament. Now, here's Kim Min-joo. Tees off for hole number 9. They're going with the out and the in. Well, as always. It's another very, very interesting golfer to watch in action. Kim Min-ji. She's been a kind of a silent mover for most parts now. The 9th hole, of course, it's Lee Yvonne who'll go next. Keep in mind the fact that there are OBs on the left and right, and you need to be very, very careful, especially about keeping a safe distance from the team that is in front of you, the group that is playing in front of you, because they may not be visible when you're taking, especially when you're taking your second shot. So it's a bit of a confusing hole for the golfers. Lovely form as always. Lee Yvonne giving that ball a good amount of whip. She's traveled a good distance on the fairways. Now, your second shot has to be very, very important with the 9th hole. You've got to avoid the deep bunker on the right, and that's in front of the green. Moon Jong-min will aim for birdie on hole 10. It's a bit of a distance, but it's doable. And almost does it for her. She will save par, and I don't think it's going to matter too much as long as she doesn't drop points. So keeping that 10 under still. And she's right up there in 3rd position. She's moved up 4 spots today. Kim Min-byul moving up 2 spots. Looking back at a few moments, here's Kim Min-byul on that first hole. And that's where she began to shine. And then on the second hole as well, she was back again in action. And those birdies just kept coming in. She was just going about her business as usual. Then the 3rd hole. Well, sometimes you just hit, you just see that rainbow in the sky and you grab it, and that's exactly what Kim Min-byul has pretty much done today. Then she went on to the 4th hole. She's had 6, big ones today. That was again terrific placement from her. Set herself well up to finish with an underscore on this hole. And that's exactly what she did. There we go with the 5th hole. And those birdies just kept coming for her. If you look at 6 points, Lee Yvonne just had 1 under today, but 6 under for Kim Min-byul. And there are just days when you find form, and she's not the only one. Moon Jong-min has also picked up 6, big ones today. She's certainly become the toast of, the audience here today. There's no doubt about it. So Kim Min-byul just looking at all her exploits, those terrific birdies from her 6 points, 6 holes covered very neatly. Kim Min-ju now will move on to her second stroke for hole 9, using an 8 iron, 135 meters to cover. Well, let's not discount Moon Jong-min, who's also picked up 6 under today, and she's moved up to 3rd position with an overall score of 10 under par. And I think that's the important part. You're looking now at a 3-way battle here. Lee Yvonne with 12 under. And you've got Kim Min-byul with 11 under and Moon Jong-min with 10 under. Lee Yvonne on her 9th hole. Kim Min-byul on her 10th and Moon Jong-min on the 11th. So very interesting. Moon Jong-min will have to be the one to finish before all of them, and she will have to keep a good check on her points. Well struck here by Lee Won. Once again putting herself in good stead of a fine finish. Well, all said and done in the final round. Remember, Lee Won last year finished as winner with a 13 under par score. And, if I'm not mistaken, Yoon In Na was the runner-up. And then Hwang Yoo-min tied with Han Jin Seon in third position with a 7 under score. Yoon In Na had 10 under, but it was Lee Won who claimed the top, and she was flawless. 66, 69, 68. Well, that was the finish at the end of each day, over 3 days, and she finished with a score of 13 under par. That is the score that she was at yesterday. So it's very interesting to see how, it's all going to play out today. Now, Shin Yoo-jin, well, she was also shining yesterday, had a few worries. She's down to that 7 under here, will go in for her second stroke on hole 9. Hong Yaun will tee off for hole number 1, just carrying a 1 over score. So just a quick look at the leaderboard. Lee Won continues to lead with that 12 under. Kim Min-byul with 11 under in second, and Moon Jong-min with 10 under in third. Kim Min-joo right behind with 9 under in fourth, and in fifth, Hong Jun-min with 8 under. That's the top 5 with a 5-point difference separating them. And then you've got the tied components. When tied 8, you've got Lim Hee-jong, Choi Yi-boon, Kim Soo-ji, and Ko Ji-yoo. Let's not forget that one of the key things to remember in this event is the fact that when you're looking at that top 5, and you look at where Hong Jun-min sits at number 5 with that, 8 under. And then you've got the 9 under, 10 under, 11 under, and 12 under, which of course ends with Lee Won at the top. In tied 6th position, now this is a very interesting battle because Lee Ji-hyun sits there with Hong Jun-min. And Hong Jun-min has been, that golfer who had a real worry yesterday. She struggled through a lot of, the round. But she's actually now sitting at 5th position with an 8 under. Shin Yoo-jin, who had a great day yesterday, has struggled through today, just pulled in 1 birdie, and she sits with Lee Ji-hyun in tied 6th. So left to be seen where Shin Yoo-jin can finish, because keep in mind the fact that she still has 9 holes to go. If you're looking at, Lee Ji-hyun, she's got 11 holes to go. Hong Jun-min has 7 to go. Kim Min-joo has 9 holes to go. Moon Jong-min has 7 holes to go. Kim Min-byul has got 8, and Lee Won has got 9. So it's a very, very interesting battle at the top, and it couldn't get bigger than this because we're not looking at 2 golfers who are in focus or 3 golfers. We're looking at practically about 5 of them still in the running for the tournament win. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a really big one here today, and I always love, photo finishes. I always love a contest that goes down to the wire. And, well, there's so much left in this day. And the very fact that it's so pleasant, you've got all these beautiful colors of the foliage, of the flora and fauna, just sitting around, looking very resplendent. The ladies looking absolutely, stunning in their attire. They're back to their usual gear. They're back to their usual, well, I'd say rhythm. And, the mood is really good here today. So it's just going to get better than this. Stay with us as we continue with our coverage of this wonderful event in the KLPGA Tour of 2025. This is the NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship. Just a gentle reminder that we are coming at you live from the Suwon Country Club in Gyeonggi-do, Korea Republic. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and there's still a lot more action to follow. Stay with us. Kim Min-joo. She's got a lot to do, a lot of groundwork to be done here today. Will gets close, but it's not going to be a birdie for her on hole 9. She can't say par for certain. Kim Min-byul. It's a second stroke. Needs to get out of, the beach. No sun tanning there today. And I think that's how you turn a disadvantage into an advantage. Very well done there. She's been very smooth today, in free flow in terms of her gameplay. And I think it's quite a study. If you look at the last 3 days, and we've had, that first day, which was very daunting for a couple of the golfers with the bad weather conditions. And then you had, of course, golfers who can really play against the rough, like Lee Won Shine on round 1 and round 2. And then you had Shin Yoo-jin and, Kim Min-joo, who made such a splash. But today, we've got a surprise package in Kim Min-byul. And it's very interesting to see how she's going to finish. Will she be able to pull the carpet out literally where Lee Won is currently standing from under Lee Won's feet? Well, let's find out. A birdie here on hole 9, and that's going to be the third time today that Lee Won has had a very narrow miss. So 35 on the out. Well, she's not had any blemishes today in that first 9, but wonder whether Lee Won's, of course, the mental makeup is so important in golf, and finishing, having such a stunning round 2 and then finishing with a double bogey on your 18th hole sometimes can be a bit of a mental block when you get into the final round. Moon Jong-min, she's on to her third stroke for hole 11. Remember, she sits with 10 under in third position on the leaderboard. Well, not a bad effort at all, keeping in mind the fact that she's still very much in line. She's going to be looking at a downward slope, leading to that tin cup when she goes in with the putt. Talking of which, here's Kim Moon-ji. Needs to save par for hole 9 to keep that 9 under intact. Wasn't really a worry for her, so she'll keep her score untouched. Not a bad effort at all on that front 9 from Kim Moon-ji. Here's Lim Hee-jung aiming for birdie on hole 13. That's well done. That will put a smile on her face for certain. So a birdie on hole 13. She's at 4 today. Goes up to a 7 under score. Never discount any golfers, keeping in mind the fact that you've still got a lot of holes to play for, and you can never speculate. When a golfer is leading, even with 2 holes left, everything can change. But here's Kim Min-byul. Will aim for birdie on hole number 10. She's got to keep her wits together for this one. There is a bit of a descent. Oh, she almost nailed that beautifully. A good bit of thought going into that putt from her. Well, she will save par, but I'm sure she would have loved to have just claimed the birdie. Would have, well, tied at the top position. And now every single hole is going to count. She's got, well, 7 left to play for, or 8 left to play for, sorry. And as you can see, there are a lot of school children who've turned up. Oh, looks wonderful. Absolutely love it when you see, the young ones supporting a sport or actually coming out. And many of them, of course, later on take up the sport or are already, playing the sport still in their formative years. Here's Hong Jun-min, aims for birdie on hole number 11. Well crafted, well played, and well executed, and it's great to see her back in form. That is her 5th birdie of the day, and she's moved up to a 9 under. Absolutely wonderful performance. Keep in mind the fact that she's coming into this tournament on the back of a big win. She won her first big event when she picked up the Chris FNC KLPGA Championship on the 4th of May, and she won that just by a single point advantage, defeating Park Ji-young and Jihan Sol, both who had a final of 9 under. Now here's Ko Ji-yu. Expect a few surprises from her. She's up to 7 under after she gets through her 10th hole. She had an eagle yesterday too, and she normally has an eagle in most contests. Don't know how. She probably loves the eagles. Here's Moon Jung-min. And that's got to be, well, one of the biggest misses. I think Lee Won's missed out on 3, and Moon Jung-min also missing out on this. It hasn't been easy at all, but I do believe Lee Won still has a lot of groundwork to do today, because that lead can just slip past you over a period of time as the day progresses. Now she's still with that 12 under. Will tee off for hole number 10. Well, it's an excellent shot from her. And hole number 10 is always going to be an interesting one. It's pretty much a straight, down the line from the tee off position. But both sides have, a bit of, hazards. You've got to try and avoid the bunkers in front. Yoo Hyun-jo using a power wedge for a second stroke on hole number 12. Now the second shot on that hole number 10, where Lee Won is currently. The second shot is a long middle hole. You've got to take a longer club, and you've got to try and avoid that left bunker, carry yourself for a bit of distance. Kim Min-ju will know that as well. It's a par 4 for the asking on this hole, and she's grouped, of course, with Lee Won. She was the main challenger to Lee Won practically, yesterday, and for part of the day before as well. That's a terrific crowd. That is an absolutely fantastic crowd. You know, you take away the reins and you bring in the crowds, and that's what you do. And I was just talking about these young ones. Well, it's just wonderful to see them always, bring joy to any event, and their presence is so important because, when you just look at the future of golf and how, the sport, well, will grow, and they are a happy bunch. They certainly are. And they definitely love the lens more than even the golfers do. So always great to see them. So absolutely lovely crowd here today. As I said, and they started pouring in fairly early. You could see, well, not just family and friends, but so many of the fans that have turned up here today. Now keep in mind the fact that this also is a spot which is in Gyeonggi-do, where families and friends, they really do support a lot of sport. Another area that I really love traveling to is Busan, because Busan has this baseball culture there. And, their support for their team, the merchandise, the way that the fans really pull things together. You walk down the streets and you can see jerseys, and that's when you know how sporting a city is. Lee Won continues to lead with that 12 under, Kim Min-beol in 11 under in second, and Moon Jung-min with 10 under in third. Now in tied fourth, we've got Hong Jung-min and Kim Min-joo. Now this is very, very interesting. So things are progressing. We're still looking at 5 golfers in there in the running for the tournament. And of course, let's not discount even Lee Ji-yoon, who's sitting with that 8 under in 6th position. But that tied 7th, it's still also a bit of threat, depending on the kind of holes that are still left to play for. Ko Ji-yoo and Shin Yoo-jun have only finished, 10 and 9 holes, while Lim Hee-jong and Choi Yoo-boon have finished 13 and 12 respectively. But that tied 7th, especially with Ko Ji-yoo and Shin Yoo-jin, don't count them out of the running as yet. Then you've got the tied 11th with Seo Yoo-jin, Sung Yoo-jin and Kim Soo-ji with 6 under, and then the tied 14th where Bai So-yoon, Ji Han-sol and a couple of the other golfers sit. So we've still got a lot of action left in this event, and I'm just excited that it's going to be such an interesting finish. I really was, looking at, well, Lee Won really capping off all the action. She really was in very good stead. But when you kind of break things down a little bit, you will understand that, well, anything changes on a given day. And I think it's really been fantastic to watch, what Kim Min-beol has done here today. And that's the kind of, action that we're always looking for. She's an absolutely stunning golfer to watch in action. I do love her temperament. She's calm, collected, very, very, well, smooth with the way that she goes about her day at the office. And that's so important. So each golfer does bring, kind of style to what they do. Park Ji-young, one of my favorite golfers, not just for her golf play, but she's got swag, she's got style. And she's always been like that. And then you have, the girl next door golfer, Hwang Yoo-min, liked by everybody, not just by, fellow golfers, but the fans. Stunning to watch in action when it comes to days when she has peaked. And then you have, of course, well, stars like Kim Min-beol who will come up and surprise you with some excellent golf play when you least expect it. So I think all in all, it's turning out to be a very, very exciting tournament. And, well, I'm just happy to be here. And I do love the weather. I can't say, enough about it. We're always, well, the weather conditions can always be a huge problem. But this is just outstanding to watch how, the weather has been. Let me also remind you that Kim Min-beol is only 21 years old. Her rookie year on the KLPGA was 2023. Born in Korea Republic, her best finish was 26th in the 2024 US Women's Open. Her nickname is Minstar. She's very much on the KLPGA tour. She's a very, very popular golfer with the younger golf fans. She's a pretty girl, like all the golfers are, but she's got a unique style, and as I said, she brings a different personality onto the course, which is so very important. That's what really defines a golfer. You look at someone like Lee Won, you call her that little bundle of energy. She's such a strong competitor, especially in tournaments where she begins to shine big. Now she's going in with a 7-iron for her second stroke on hole number 10. Needs to keep those points, building up. But she hasn't been at the peak of her powers like she was in the first 2 rounds. Just showing a few chinks in armor. Not too much. Nothing that's really detrimental. Yes, Kim Min-byul. Second stroke for hole 11. Ball does get close, but she's going to sit just outside the border of the green. Kim Moon-ji next. Kim Min-joo next, sorry. And she's still carrying that 9 under. Second stroke for hole 10. She would definitely love to catch up with Lee Won, I'm sure about that. She's done well. Getting herself at a tad bit of a distance from her counterpart's placement. At the other end, here's Shin Yoo-jin. Second stroke for hole 10. Oh, well played. Well played, Shin Yoo-jin.
얘 잘하면 보지는 잘하면 5% 쳐가지고 이길 때 지금.
Ko Ji-yu. Her efforts here on hole 11.
굿샷. 오오오. 야.
Well, that ball needs a little bit of coaxing, and I think it will listen to the crowd just for a little bit.
하겠습니다.
Kim Min-joo. Well, on hole number 10, this is going to be her third stroke. It will be interesting to see how well she performs here. Oh, that would have been such a stunning finish. A bit unfortunate here for Kim Min-joo. And Moon Jong-min will just about tap in to finish that off. Another golfer that, you know, the fans have had their eyes on here today, because she's really been shining.
자, 플레이하겠습니다. 플레이하겠습니다.
Lee Won will aim for birdie on hole 10. It's a good bit of a distance, but she will aim to cover this well. Missed out on a few opportunities here today, and I think those have well left to be seen, because at the end of the day we will know whether that's proved to be expensive or it's just been a part of the day. She will save par, still holding on to that lead, but it hasn't been her best outing in these 3 rounds so far. Hasn't really you know, dropped points as such, but it's about picking them up. And yes, Kim Min-byul, she's picked up a few good ones today. And that's what I meant. Very smooth, very easy for the stroke blade. You know, she's a different kind of golfer.
플레이하겠습니다.
Shin Yoo-jin aiming for birdie on hole number 10. Another miss for her. Time will be of the essence here, and Shin Yoo-jin will know that well, but she'll be happy with, you know, how she's progressed through much of yesterday and today. Kim Min-joo will need to save par on hole number 10. Well, that's got to be, well, the forces of the course against you. Bit unfortunate there to bogey that one. Well, really could have just finished it nicely. She's had 3 birdies today. Opens up a back 9 with a bogey. Ko Ji-yoo could have had an eagle today as well. Remember, she had one yesterday. Just a narrow miss here for her. Lee Won will tee off for hole number 11. Remember, this is, well, 471 meters to cover. Par 5 for the asking. She's had birdies in that first and second round as well. Left to be seen whether she can do that today. And hole 11 is always going to be one of those holes that is a bit of a worry. We'll talk about it, but Ko Ji-yoo here aiming for birdie after missing out on that eagle for hole 11. And that's well done. She goes up to, well, 8 under with 3 birdies in there today. Consecutive birdies on hole 9 and 10. And she's also tied 5th. Kim Min Byul will aim for birdie on hole 11. And that's beautifully played. And she's now in tied first position. That's her 7th birdie of the day. So she ties with Lee Vaughan at 12 under. And now the contest is heating up in this event. Here's Kim Min-ju, who's going to go in with, well, her tee off for hole 11. And Kim Min-ju, remember, also has, well, that daunting task now. This tee shot has to be aimed between the pine tree in the middle and the hill on the right, and that's exactly what the golfers are aiming to do. If you do go over the hill on the right to the 8th hole, there's an OB, and you should just hit it as far as you can. Now, it's a service long hole where you can aim for an eagle. Many, Koji, you will almost nail one. And even if you're on the left, if you go over the 2nd hole with 150 yards, and if you do not see that OB, you should hit from where the ball is. Somehow or the other, hole number 11 can be a favorite hole for many golfers. Remember, Lee Vaughan had, of course, 2 consecutive birdies on round 1 and round 2. Hong Chun-min missing out on a big one here, but I don't think that's going to bother her too much because she's found her form back again here today. As compared to what round 2 was for her, it was a really, really challenging time for her. Just a gentle tuck in. Lim Hee Jong, 2nd stroke for hole 15. Well, that's well played. Absolutely well played.
움직이지 말아주세요.
Well, as long as you can get yourself, to travel a bit on the fairways, and I think this is what, golfers like, well, Lee Vaughan and Kim Min Byul will be very concerned about. Moon Jong-min still very much in there. She's in a 2nd now with that 11 under. Will tee off for hole number 13. It's a par 3 for the asking. And as long as you can clear that water hazard, which she's done, she's got herself in a very good position here. You've got to hit a bit long, and that's what the golfers aim for on hole 13. And there's a double green, of course, so you have to hit long depending on the flagpole position. I think the flagpole position for today is perfect for the golfers. Now here's Lee Vaughan, facing a tree and a big task in front of her, because now she's sharing the leadership at the top of the leaderboard. 229 meters to cover. It's a 2nd stroke for hole 11. Elsewhere on the course, Sung Yoo Jin will aim for birdie on hole 15. Oh, well played. Beautifully played. Very well thought of here. 7 under for her. Sung Yoo Jin also shines on certain days, and there have been great moments watching her in action. She can spring those surprises every now and then. Lim Hee-jong aims to birdie on hole 15. And Lim Hee-jong will claim a birdie on hole 15 to move up to an 8 under. She's got 3 more holes to play for.
플레이하겠습니다.
Kim Min-joo on to her third stroke for hole 11. Remember, this is one of those tricky holes where you can actually aim for an eagle, but it really depends on how much is the distance that you cover. Now she's put herself up in contention of a birdie here. Kim Min-byul, second stroke for hole number 12. She'll go in with a 9 iron, 129 meters to cover. Well, I don't know what the end of the tournament is going to be, and that's really, the most exciting part. But if I were to term this, I would say, the sun came out and Kim Min-byul saw the light. Well, she certainly did here today. And that's if I were to cover round 3 itself, in an article probably. Lee Won, third stroke for hole 11. She's got to get herself a good placement on the green. And I do believe that she really hasn't been in the form that she was in the last 2 days. I don't know whether there's a bit of a obstacle in the mind or there's some sort of a doubt, but she was very much in control. Today, it's almost like she's played very, very safe. Now here's Moon Jong-min aiming for birdie on hole 13, as she could catch up with the top 2. So a birdie to tie for the lead. Has to think through this very, very carefully. No impulse. No impulsive shots. And just narrowly missing out on tying for the top spot. So currently still dining at the top of the leaderboard, but now of course with a companion, it's Kim Min-byul and Lee Won with 12 under, Moon Jong-min with 11 under in third, and Hong Jung-min still hovering around with 9 under in fourth. And then in tied fifth, you've got a bit of a battle going on there. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, because when you look at the way this tournament has progressed so far, we've had so many changes coming in on this very day. So in tied fifth, you've got Lee Ji on 3, Lim Hee-jong, Ko Ji-yoo, Kim Min-joo, and they sit with 8 under. And then you've got that tied ninth, where there's a trio of Sung Yoo Jin, Kim Soo-ji, and Shin Yoo Jin who sit with 7 under. So all said and done now, the gap at the top really being closed. And if Moon Jong-min does herself well, she could just tie in with the top 2. interesting battle, and it's getting even more interesting in terms of the combinations, in terms of just looking at, where this tournament is going to head towards at the end of the final round. And I think it's going to be quite an unpredictable finish, which is the best part of any sporting event in the world. At least someone like me. Absolutely love it. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of this very, very wonderful event, which is the 2025 NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship. We are coming at you live from the Suwon Country Club in Gyeonggi-do, where the colors are totally visible and vibrant today, where the rain or the haze or the fog, there's nothing to mar this beautiful day. 17 degrees Celsius, feels a bit like it's about 20 or 21, and that's a great thing. After 2 days of dampness, it is absolutely fantastic. Stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of the final round of this wonderful and thrilling tournament. As long as Kim Min-byul can actually, save par, that's going to serve her well. And, Lee Won just missing out on a birdie a while back. That's been a bit of a worry for her. Here's Kim Min-joo. Now, Lee Won, of course, had birdies on hole 11 yesterday and the day before. It's going to be a narrow miss for her as well. Just needs a gentle nudge to finish the job, and that's what she does as she keeps an even score here. Kim Min-joo. Shin Yoo-jin aims for birdie on hole 11. And that's well done. We're just looking at glimpses of what she gave us. Well, yesterday, she was in such good form. Lee Won looking to save par, and that's what she does for hole 11. Don't think she would have been too happy with this one, and that expression will say a bit. She's had her moments today. Well, as I said, she hasn't done anything really wrong, but she hasn't done anything spectacular, and I think that that's what is needed at this point of time. There's another golfer who I absolutely love to watch because she just comes out with those unexpected gems. Let's go to you. We'll tee off for hole 13. Remember what I said, it's a par 3 for the asking, but sometimes, well, these are the most worrying of all holes, because as long as you can clear that water hazard in front of you, you have to hit it a bit of a distance further down, and it's a double green, so you have to hit it long depending on the flagpole position. Now, Koji Yu, she can hit. She loves to hit, to go for those, big long shots. And she's got herself onto the green. Not a worry at all. Now it's just about whether she can finish with an underscore here.
잠시만요. 좀 나와주세요.
Kim Min-byul getting ready for her next challenge. And that's hole 13. She's still the joint leader. Goes in with a 6-iron for this one. 142 meters, the total distance to cover. And I think, well, just a bit too much of club on that. She's put herself at a distance from, well, the flagpole. A birdie might not be, well, on the horizon for this one.
말아주세요. 기본 매너입니다. 기본 매너 좀 지켜주세요. 핸드폰 꺼주세요.
Lee Won will tee off for hole number 12. Both the left and the right are OBs, and there's a hole with a very severe slice there. You have to aim for the left bunker. Now the water hazard seen in the distance of teeing off is about 300 yards away. So when you're using the right green, you've got to aim the second shot between the greens, and it's a big advantage to choose a longer club. Jihan Sol will tee off for hole 13. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. And that's the way you do it. That's really the way you do it. She's got it plumb in front of the tin cup. All that it means now is a gentle nudge to finish it off with the birdie. Absolutely phenomenal from, well, Jihan Sol. That is a terrific tee off. Moon Jong-min, second stroke for hole 14. 105 meters to cover, 4.4 meters elevation. That's what we're looking at. That's another fantastic effort from Moon Jung-min. Now here's Hong Jung-min. Second stroke for hole 14, and if you haven't noticed, she's up to a 10 under. She isn't taking things lightly. Has really made up for lost time in the final round. And not a bad placement at all, right there on the green. Lee Hee-jung. Lim Hee-jung aiming for birdie here on hole 16. She's had a few good moments today. Well crafted and thought through strokes. And that's another one of them. She's up to a 9 under. Consecutive birdies on 15 and 16. Still 2 more holes to play for. What a performance from Lim Hee-jung. Kim Min-joo needs to get out of the rough. Shouldn't be too much of a problem for her. This, of course, is on hole 12. So all said and done, we still need to come up with the goods as far as our golfers are concerned. And while Kim Min-joo and Han Jung-min will do their very best, that battle at the top between the tied co-leaders Lee Won and Kim Min-byul is going to pretty much tell us where this tournament is headed. Talking of which, here's Lee Won. That's her second stroke for hole 12. Lee Won having a quick word with the caddy. Meanwhile, elsewhere, here's Kim Min-byul. That ball she's going to roll away, carried through with that slope. I think this could be a bit of a problem for her because the last thing she'd want to do is drop back, in a position on the leaderboard. She'd want to keep that safe, and I think that's what's changed a little bit ever since she tied in at the top. Meanwhile, Hong Jung-min will aim for birdie on hole 14. And she's nailed it. She moves up to 11 under. And in tied third. What an event this is turning out to be. What an event. What a performance from Hong Jung-min as well today. Go to you. Aims for birdie on hole 13. Now that's just worked. That ball definitely charmed by Koji Yu. That's a 4th birdie for the day. So she moves up to a 9 under. And she's grateful for it. They just sat on the rim. That ball glanced in and said, all right, I do like Koji Yu. Let me find my way through. And Moon Jung-min now with 11 under. Aims for a birdie on hole 14. And this, of course, could see her tied at the top. And that's the second time around that's happened. That's really painful. Really painful. Moon Jung-min not happy at all. And Kim Min-byul just very, very narrowly missing out. Now, she's had about 3 or 4 of those efforts here today, but she hasn't been able to get that through, and she's needed those birdies, which means she's now, well, bogeyed the first one today, drops to that 11 under. She had a blemish-free performance. That first 9 was stunning from her, and now things are just beginning to change a little bit. So Lee Won is still sitting at the top of the table with that 12 under, while Kim Min-byul, of course, is in second with 11 under after bogeying her previous hole. So Lee Won just clarifying with her counterpart that she can actually, well, just finish off what she started. She really is a cool customer, can keep her wits together. May miss out on those birdies, but she'll still keep, well, pecking away as much as she can. Koji Yu now to tee off for hole number 14.
Okay, shot.
Well played there.
하겠습니다. 움직이지 말아주세요.
Kim Min-ju looking to save par for hole number 12. Ko Ji-yu not to be, discounted. She finished second right behind, Park Bo-kyom in the Blue Canyon Ladies Championships earlier this year. Here's Kim Min-joo. She's bogeyed the 12th as well, moves to 7 under. So, Ko Ji-yu, during that Blue Canyon Ladies Championship in March this year, she really gave Park Bo-kyom, a tough time. She kept pushing her. She kept coming up with those winners. Now here at a tee off at hole 14 for Kim Min-byul. And she's got to tread cautiously as well after she dropped, a point. She was tied at the top. Needs to get back to that rhythm which she started with in the first 9. She had those stunning birdie after birdie after birdies. Lim Hee-jeong, third stroke for hole 17. And that's just going to roll back a bit. Here's Han Jung-min. Will be interesting to see how, I think this is going to be a very important year for her after she had that, amazing win in the previous tournament and lifted the first big title. Second stroke on hole 15. She's going in with an 8 iron. She's at a healthy 11 underscore. And, that's where, she's tied with, in second position, I would believe, with Kim Min-byul. Here's Sung Yoo-jin. Third stroke for the 17th hole. And that's well struck. Oh, very well struck. Did she hit the flagpole? Well, she certainly did. Just a bit higher than expected, and she knows it. And those are moments that you wait for in golf, isn't it? Could have actually nailed that. Would have had an eagle. Mixed bag here today for, Lee Won. And that's what happens. You play in free flow. You play very, very naturally on your first and second round. And you do your best. But when you come to that final round, there's always that pressure. There's that expectations. And that's what changes things around a little bit. You need to shake that off your shoulders. So using a 7 iron, Lee Won tees off at hole 13. Kim Min-byul, second stroke for hole 14. Needs to get that winning form back again. Goes in with a 9 iron. She's got 120 meters to cover. Now this placement for will be crucial. She's got herself away from the green. Don't think she was expecting that. And we'll definitely be questioning, we'll have a few questions about, her performance in the last, in the last hole and this one. Meanwhile, Moon Jung-min also on tied second now. She will go in with her second stroke on hole 15. While we've looked at Kim Min-byul and she's been resplendent through that first 9, we've kind of just gently ignored Moon Jung-min, who's also been fantastic through this entire event. Lovely placement there on the green from her. And that's straight up there. Bogeys doing extremely well here. Was just looking back at a few of the results last year, and one of the big golfers who really made the circuit was Mada Som, but she hasn't done too well. But towards the latter part of 2024, she was fantastic. Lee Won still at the top with 12 under. Hong Jung-min, Moon Jeong-min, and Kim Min-byul, of course, in tied second with that 11 under. And it's really still a battle between those top 4 or 5 golfers. And will be interesting to see, well, how things, pan out going ahead. Remember, the last time Kim Min-byul picked up a win in 2024 was on the 13th of October at the Dongbu Construction Korea Championship. And that was really her first big win. So she is a golfer who's got the ability to shine, and she's done that today. So the top four on the leaderboard, that's what we're looking at currently. So as we get into, the latter part of this tournament, into our last few, holes that need to be played out here, it's going to be a very interesting battle. It's anyone's game, to win or lose. Top 4 golfers in there, and it's an interesting tournament. Keeping that in mind, we've had so many changes. Heavy rain on the first day, showers yesterday, and then today, of course, a bright and sunny day. Now, just to recap things for you, the 2025 NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship, being played out here at the Suwon Country Club. We've had 3 rounds. This is the third and final round. The expected winning score was 12 under par. Currently, Lee Won does sit at 12 under par, but there's always room for more. There's always room for better. Now, having said that, the first place in the power rankings getting into this tournament was Lee Won. She's also the defending champion, after having won it the last time around. Second place was Bang Shin-sil, who's kind of fallen out a little bit. And the third place was Mada Som, who hasn't really made the splash in this tournament. Now, the competition course, as we know, has a total length of 6,597 yards. The course record is 64 strokes, which was recorded by Kim Jae-young-2 and Lee Na-kyung in 2017. There was a 3-day rain forecast. Thankfully, the third day hasn't worked out according to the forecast. Players who excel in bad weather conditions were supposed to have had the advantage here, and this is one of them. Lee Won now aims for birdie on hole 13. She's at 12 under. It's a good chance here for her to get herself into a very strong position for the win. She's at 4 narrow misses today. And, that score would have been very, very different. Talking of which, I think Kim Min-byul is also going through her own worries. Needs to get in from a distance on hole 14. Well, the birdie might be out of the question, but she'll have to save par on this one if she wants to keep those points intact. There's Lim Hee Jong. Aims to birdie on hole 17. It's a bit of a tough ask. She'll have to just tap that in for an even score. And I think she's done well here. Oh, gently does it. Very fine finish there from Sung Yoo Jin. And that's another birdie for her. She moves up to an 8 under. She's got one more hole to play for. She's very happy with the performance today. She's really bettered herself, as compared to the first 2 rounds. And I think, well, sometimes golf is all about playing against yourself. And, that's the crux of the matter. That's the ultimate goal. You aren't playing against the other opponents. You're really playing against yourself, because it's only you who can make a mistake. And that's something that a player or a golfer like Hong Jun-min knows the best. Had her moments yesterday. She's come back strong today. Win or don't win the tournament, but the very fact that you've got, back in there, you're in the final round, those points in the championship race are going to be considered, and your rankings are going to be considered. And Hong Jung-min just needs a gentle tap in to clean this up. She still remains in tied second. Lee Won will aim to save par on hole number 13. 97.92% par saves. And she'll still maintain that 12 under. She still is the leader. So just one birdie so far in the day. Still 4 holes left to play for, and these could be very crucial for her. Ko Ji-yu will aim for birdie on hole number 14. Oh, wonderful there. A bit of joy from this young lady, and it's 10 under now for her. So she's had 5 birdies in there, 4 on the back 9. And she's certainly stepping up her game. Will gracefully accept the compliments. Moon Jong-min will aim for birdie on hole 15. It's quite a distance to travel. A putt to perfection. And now she's the joint leader for the first time. Moon Jong-min. She's had an eagle in there. She's had 6 birdies. And she has suddenly emerged as, well, one of the big contenders. So tied with Lee Won at the top. Now Kim Min-byul will need to save par on hole 14. She's still very much in the running for the title as well. Oh, and that's just lipped out at the wrong moment. And that's just going to drop a point as she bogeys that one. So consecutive bogeys on 13 and 14, and she's dropped to 10 under. A bit unfortunate for her. She was going great guns, had such a great start to the day. And Moon Jong-min, what do you say about her? She's just gone on doing her work. It's like a regular day at the office. She's working behind the scenes. And here she is now tied with Lee Won at 12 under. And that is very, very impressive.
자, 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요. 자, 이동 멈추세요.
That struck well and hard. Good position on the fairways, but left to be seen how far she can progress with this. Lee Won. She's teed off well there. And you always talk about her being this little bundle of, energy, because she's not the biggest golfer in terms of size. She's not that tall, but she's just got great arm strength. She's got fantastic, mid-body power, that ability to, drive those shots at a great distance. And that tells a lot about the kind of golfer that she is, the kind of strength that she brings to the course every time. Koji Yu now will tee off for hole 15. And she's having a lovely day as well, Koji Yu. Great performance from her. Well, she's a young girl, very talented golfer. Has, as I said, had a great start to the year, finished runner-up, in the Blue Canyon Ladies Championship in March. Lim Hee Jong. That's her, 18th hole. And it's going to be interesting because she's got herself on the green, but at quite a distance from the destination. She'll need to work towards earning an underscore here. Now teeing off is for hole 14 is Kim Min-joo. I'm just going to look at how far she drives that. Might have just covered a bit more ground than Lee Yvonne. I do love the crowds here today, and by the time we get to the clubhouse, it's going to be really fascinating. You look at that, there's crowds all around. And, the golfers get a chance to play to the fans, to play for the audience more than anything. Teeing off for hole 15. Here's Kim Min-byul, and she needs to, pick up her game if she is still going to chase that tournament win here. It's a very interesting turn of events here for these golfers and the way that they've actually gone about their business, and I do believe that there's always a chance for them to better their performances. Going in with a 9-iron here for hole 15, Kim Min-byul. Now her placement is so important. She's got herself onto the green. We'll have to work a bit hard for that birdie might be out of contention, and she knows it. An on par finish might be more an option. Started off really well today. Unfortunately, Kim Min-byul just losing the path slightly with those consecutive bogeys. Now Koji Yu, second stroke for hole 15. She'll go with the power wedge. And all three group members getting fairly close to each other on the green. But it's been a wonderful day and a wonderful performance from all the golfers, and they've really, they've shined bright here today. Hong Jun-min, interesting to see how she works it out here today. Elsewhere, here's Lee Won, joint leader, using an 8 iron for a second stroke for hole 14. She needs to get to birdie land as soon as possible. Well played there by Lee Won. Now she's got the ability to nail a birdie from a distance. She's done that before many times over in the last 2 rounds. So as we cruise through what we'd call, the latter part of the contest, this is of course the final round, the final day, the finale. I'll call it what you want, but it's been an exciting one for us. Shin Yoo-jin still hovering around that 8 under, 7 under for most parts. She's currently on 8 under, second stroke per hole 14. Going in with a 9 iron here. Oh, that is an absolutely fantastic effort from her. And she's had so many of those moments she's put on display, come out with some spectacular stroke play, spectacular finishes. Lim Hee-jung will aim for birdie on hole 18. She looks to finish her day's efforts, her tournament's efforts. Oh, that's just missed the mark. That's just missed the mark entirely. Confidently done though by Lim Hee-jung. Kim Min-byul needs to work this well. Remember, she's looking at a distance. There's a bit of a downward slope there as well. And needs to be careful. And she'll have to save par for this one, no doubt about it. Moon Jong-min looking to save par on hole 16. She can't afford to drop points either. Not at this part of the contest, because she's still a hole ahead of Lee Won. And she will end up bogeying that. It's just nerves all around now as you get into the last few holes, and more than expected. So she will lose that joint leadership. It's not going to serve her too well, but Ko Ji-yoo still laboring on and continuing with her battle. Looking for birdie on hole 15. And she's missed her mark as well. Just a bit too much of arm on that one, I think. Having said that, Jihan Sol did get it closest to the tin cup earlier, and she might be in for a good finish there. Hong Jun-min looking to save par on hole 16. And she pretty much does that. A gentle push, very nicely played. She's still with that 11 under score. Sung Yoo-jin aims for birdie on hole 18. She's got an 8 under score. Oh, that ball. Well, just a Cuban for her. It certainly turned in the right direction, just needed a few more legs on it. And she'll save par here as she finishes with 69, 72 and 67 in 3 rounds and a final score of 8 under. Sung Yoo-jin's done well today, just bettering her performance. Jihan Sol next. Aims for birdie on hole 15. And that's nicely played. Definitely the victory lap for her here. Jihan Sol with the birdie on 15. Moves up to 7 under. She's got 3 holes left to play for. And that's put a big smile on her face. Relief and stress and tension off her shoulders. Lim Hee-jung needs to save par on hole 18. She's got a 9 under score, and she could finish with that in her campaign this time around. I think she'll be pleased with the performance. Today she's had 6 birdies in there, 33 on, the back, 33 on the front. I think she'll be very happy with how she's performed here today. Now all eyes on these golfers. Koji Yu, one of them, had a very, very interesting day at the office. And I think it's sits with that 10 under, needs to save par on hole number 15. Well, just a tad bit impulsive, I think. Too much of a push. We'll try and finish this off. That's going to set her back a little bit. Here's Lee Ewon. We'll aim for birdie on hole 14, and it's going to be interesting to see how she navigates through this one. Will she be able to stretch that lead finally after all the holes that she's played? I'm going to say that's probably the 5th or the 6th time she's come so close to getting the job done. Needs a gentle tap in to clean it up, and she'll save par for this one. Still stays on that 12 under after 14 holes. 4 more holes to go. It's going to be an interesting one, an interesting finish here. Koji Yu, meanwhile, well, she's going to drop points as she bogeys the 15th. After having 5 birdies in there, she's down to 9 under. Shin Yoo-jin looking for birdie on hole number 14. And she's, well, moved up to 9 under. That's the 3rd birdie for the day. Jihan Sol wins the right to tee off after she birdied the previous hole. So she tees off for hole 16. 144 meters to cover. Not the most scary of holes. Par 3 for the asking. It's a long par 3 hole. You need to hit as long as possible, and that's, you've got to make the green from the tee off somehow or the other. And she's just stepped outside it. She knows it, because if you can get to the green, and she just hooked it a little bit, if you can get to the green, then you definitely can aim for a birdie. Now let's find out what Shin Yoo-jin can come up with. She's on to tee off for hole 15. 340 meters to cover. Well, that ball certainly zigzagged a little bit. Well, depends on what you hit on the course. Yes, Kim Min-byul. Remember, there's a hole-in-one for this one, for hole number 16. And as I can see, that Mercedes-Benz logo right there. The E200 Avant-Garde. Definitely got that ball to get a bit of flight. Not a bad placement on the green, but would have liked to have got it closer to the flagstick. She knows it. And Jihan Sol, while missing out on it entirely, got herself onto the rough. Now here's Lee on to her next challenge as she tees off for hole number 15. Remember, this is a par 4 for the asking, 340 meters to cover. And one of the things, of course, to remember with this very hole is it's an interesting one depending on how you tee off. Now there's a left slope that goes upwards. It's a short middle hole, and it looks fairly at a distance visually, but you've got to be careful of the mound that is behind the green for the second shot, because if you hit that, it can be a worry, and you've got to choose your club very carefully. Koji will also tee off for hole 16. Now a hole-in-one prize there. I was looking for the car, and there it is. Absolutely stunning, the E200 Avant-Garde. And that, of course, is a Mercedes-Benz. Beautiful car. So, using the 6 iron, Koji will tee off, 144 meters to cover. Well, let's find out where she finishes on the green here. And I think she's just got herself into a spot of trouble. Missing out on the flagstick. So, very quickly, let's remind you, Lee Yvonne still leads the pack with a 12 under score. Hong Junmin and Moon Jung-min still in tied second with 11 under. Kim Min-byul has fallen into fourth with 10 under. Lim Hee-jong, Ko Ji-yoo and Shin Yoo-jin are tied in that sixth position. Stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of the NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship being played right here at the Suwon Country Club in Gyeonggi-do, Korea Republic. And we're going to stay with you right till the end of the event, right till the prize presentation, because this is turning out to be one of the more exciting events in the KLPGA 2025 so far. That's good placement from Lee Won on the 15th hole. Got herself onto the green in a good spot. Now, keep in mind the fact that we're looking at 4 holes left for the leader. And you're also looking at Moon Jong-min, who just, fell out with the previous hole to lose that joint leadership. She's on a 3rd stroke for hole 17. And she's just got these 2 holes to play for, to certify where or to confirm where she's going to finish in the campaign or in her campaign of this event. Ko Ji-yu needs to get out of the cat box. 2nd stroke on hole 16. That's a crucial one. I'll say well played. Well played to get herself out of a spot, but now saving par is going to be the important thing for her here. On Jung-min, 3rd stroke for hole 17. 100 meters to the hole. If she can nail a birdie here, she also will tie in. Well placed there. Well, pushing it closer to the tin cup is so very important at this point of time, especially in the last few holes that you've got. Now, Kim Min-byul also going through the motions, in these last few holes. She's at 10 under. Chance here for a birdie on hole 16. Oh, that is perfection! And that just shows a return to form. Kim Min-byul had 2 bogeys on 13 and 14, a birdie on the 16. She's up to 11 under, and that was so needed for this young golfer. 21 years old. She's been at the top of her game here today. Had just 2 obstacles or bumps in the road, but she's back in. So 11 under and still very much in contention of a tournament win and a challenger to the leader, Lee Won. 2 more holes to play for. It's going to be interesting. Shin Yu-jin is up next, and she's on to her 3rd stroke. Ko Ji-yu looking to save par for hole 16, and she's just missed it. She's just missed it. That ball just ran wild. Well done there. Well done by Ko Ji-yu. Even if she's got a bogey, but she's definitely got to keep herself within the navigational beacon of, her other competitors. Here's Moon Jong-min. Can she nail a birdie from afar? She's on to hole 17. So close yet so far, I'd say. Lee Won aiming for birdie on hole 15. Also has a bit of distance to cover. Oh, that is stunning. That is absolutely stunning as she goes up to a 13 under, only her second birdie, but so timely. Now keep in mind the fact that it was also, well, Kim and Biol who got a birdie, just recently to go up to 11 under, and just when that happens, well, you've got Levon now stretching it from 12 under to 13 under. Just 2 birdies in the day, but what a timely one for her. Absolutely beautiful. Now all the golfers beginning to shine. Hong Jung Min has finished 17 holes. She's got 12 under. She's got one more hole to play for. She's very much in contention of a top 3 finish here. Oh, what an event this is turning out to be. And Shin Yu-jin will save par here on hole 15. Well, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. You know, positive finishes all around. Lee Won having a quick chat with the caddy. Now she's got to progress very, very cautiously because she's 2 ahead of the rest of the chasing pack. And I think she does know that every single hole now will count. You can't afford to make any mistakes. It was a bit of a distance. That was a very well crafted putt, well executed as well. And that cheer from the crowd, well, just says it all. Very nicely done by Lee Won at the right moment when she needed to step it up. Lee Won will tee off for hole 16. She's going to go with the 6 iron. Remember, 144 meters to cover. It's a very, very interesting hole because all you have to do is really hit big. And that's just got, well, a little bit too much of arm on it, but she's got herself onto the green. Now still in line for a birdie there. Might be a tough ask, but it's not something that she can't achieve after what she did in the previous one. Well, absolutely marvelous tee off from Lee Won, and she's just beginning to look now a lot more confident. Well, that bounce carrying the ball a little bit further than she would have wanted, but I think she's just done well with it. Kim Min-byul, she'll have to do extremely well with these two, with the hole 17 and hole 18. There's going to be no room for error if she wants to stay in that top 3 finish, or probably even look at finishing top of the heap, because right now it's Lee Won who's still Queen Bee for the moment. Shin Yu-jin teeing off for hole 16. So Lee Won continues to lead the way now with that 13 under. Hong Jun-min with 12 under. Lee Won, of course, has a 2-hole advantage over Hong Jun-min. Moon Jung-min and Kim Min-byul tied in third with 11 under. And this contest has been a very interesting one. But all said and done, Lee Won is still keeping her title defense alive. Remember, she is the defending champion getting into this event. And it will be interesting to see, well, how she finishes. Well, she had a very, very good, event last year. And she's also got the opportunity to finish pretty big here today. You always think about those final moments and who, can come up with the goods. And it all boils down to who can win the battle of, nerves in the final round. That is so very important. So very crucial time where our golfers do have to put on their thinking cap. Yes, Moon Jung-min. She's on to her last hole of the day. Very important for her, going in with the power wedge, 111 meters to cover. Kim Min-byul, third stroke on hole 17, and she has to progress carefully too, because, well, now that's so important for her. If she drops points, if she bogeys, it's just going to set herself into a bad spot. That smile says it all. She was aiming to get closer to, well, the tin cup, but, well, that's how it plays out in the end. So here's Lee Yvonne. Hole number 16, aims for birdie, and if she nails a birdie here, she's got 1 foot across the finish line. Won this event last year with a 13 under par score. And that ball's just shy of the dark, there's no doubt about it. It's just going to peek over. Well, she almost nailed it here. She doesn't have too much to worry about because it's still a decent enough finish for her. Here's Koji Yu, third stroke for hole 17. Oh, that is beautiful placement from Koji Yu. She's another exciting golfer to watch, like Hwang Yu-min. You know, they can really come up with these amazing, well, moments. Jihan Sol, third stroke on hole 17. She's carrying a 7 under par score. Also very good placement on the green from her. Moon Jung-min, she looked to have been, well, challenging the top spot in this event. Needs to finish with a birdie if she wants to nail that 12 under. Otherwise, she'll still be, well, stuck behind the leader. This will be her last effort for the day. It looks like she's just going to be forced into, well, saving par more than anything else. Lee Yvonne getting ready to tee off here now for hole number 17. It's a par 5 that we're looking at, 510 meters to cover. Not the easiest of holes, and this can be a bit of a, well, worry. There are OBs on the left and right. Now what Lee Yvonne has done is, as you can see, she's aimed it slightly to the left. And I think that's the right way to go, because the second shot now also has to be slightly to the left. It's a difficult course, you know, where even if you like to drive it long and hard, it can lead to trouble. And it requires precision shots to save par. So she's got to plan each and every shot going ahead. No free flow, no loose-ended shots. Here's Kim Min-byul. Needs to finish with a birdie on hole 17 to give herself a shot at the win. I think that might just prove to be a tad bit expensive for her. She can finish and save par, but that wouldn't have been, well, the intention here. So she will keep that 11 under. She's just got one more hole to play for. And that'll be a crucial one for her. Hong Junmin. That's her last hole of the day as well. A very good chance for her to finish with a 12 under score. She'll have to earn it, no doubt. And it's not going to be easy. She's just missed out on that. Koji Yu, she's delighted in the contest as always with her exploits. Oh, what a miss. What an absolute miss here. Not too pleased about that. Well, I wouldn't be either. She's had such a nice day otherwise. Moon Jung-min looking to finish on par for hole number 18. And Moon Jung-min finishes with 30 on the front, 35 on the back. She had an eagle on the front as well. 11 under for the count. Well, she could have finished with a 12 under, just missed out on that, but I don't think she's going to be too displeased about it. Having said that, with some of our golfers already ending, well, their events, just a quick look at how it's, panned out here in the final round. So Lee Yvonne still at the top with 13 under, Hon Jung-min with 12 under. Hon Jung-min, of course, has completed her day's event. She had 17 the first round, 17 the second round. And I think it's very interesting that she's finished with a score of 12 under in second position after she had the toughest day yesterday. Moon Jung-min has also finished her event with 11 under score. Kim Min-byul is still in there. She's on her 18th hole. Hon Jung-min, here she is looking to save par. And she finishes her day's event with 70, 70 in the first and second round and 64 in the final round. What a performance from her today, and more power to her, and every chance of her finishing second best or runner-up in this tournament. Not taking anything away from Kim Min-byul, who's still on that 11 under, and maybe an opportunity for her to also shine. Well, not doing herself too many favors in these last few rounds, but she did come back with a very strong finish just a while back, Kim Min-byul. Oh, what a beautiful shot that is. That drone shot, absolutely marvelous. Giving us a view of, the thicket there, those trees, the greens and the different colors and shades. And yesterday, of course, it did look alive with the rain where all the trees were really beginning to shine. Lee Yvonne, second stroke for hole 17. She's still the leader, and she's still on that 13 under score. Trying to gain a bit of distance here. Shin Yu-jin. Second stroke for hole 17. So we're pretty much coming to the end of this contest. If you were expecting to see, well, a tiebreaker or, you know, a decider at the end, well, currently it doesn't look like it's going to happen, because the only challenger there now for Lee Won, unless Lee Won makes a drastic mistake, is Kim Min-byul. Having said that, Kim Min-byul is really just has, you know, a disadvantage of one hole as compared to Lee Won, and she's still 2 points behind. So it's interesting to see how this tournament will finish off. But setting herself in a very strong position there was Hong Jun-min. I think she's been the most consistent performer of today, but Moon Jong-min and Kim Min-byul have been the most well, delightful performers or golfers to watch in terms of their display of skill today. They've had their ups and their downs, more ups than downs actually, but it just takes one or two bogeys to change things around, and that's what we've seen. So we've had some amazing, moments in this golf tournament. Let's very quickly remind you once again, before we get to the finish, that this is the 2025 NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship, where Lee Won was the winner in 2024 with a finish of 13 under, and currently she sits in a very similar position, on the verge of defending her championship. She's been the lady, the queen bee in control, of this entire course. And Kim Min-byul, amazing golfer. She's given us some great moments here today. She's still there in the running. And then you've got Shin Yu-jin, Ko Ji-yu, and Hong Jun-min, who've also been shining, along with that one particular golfer, Hong Jun-min, who has been the hardest worker here today. Shin Yu-jin, third stroke for hole number 17. Lee Won, her third stroke for hole 17. She's still on that 13 under. It'll be deja vu all over again if she wins by this score. And she's got herself onto the green. I don't think she's got any reason to worry. Kim Min-byul onto her last hole, and once again, well, just missing out on getting onto the green. She's had her worries in these last few, holes, but she did come back with a birdie, and she knows it. If you miss out on the opportunity, well, it isn't going to knock on your door all over again.
KLPGA 투어 통산 1승 최종 라운드 절정의 샷감을 자랑하고 있는 김민별 선수입니다.
Bogeys. That is some good placement by Bogeys. Well, if you just look back at the couple of wins that we've had, we started off the year with Park Bo-kyum, getting the better of Bogeys to win the Blue Canyon Ladies Championship on the 16th of March. And that was followed by the Doosan ENC Weave Championship, where Lee Won was very, dominating in that. And that was a 7th title in the KLPGA. And then you've got Kim Min-joo, who did win on 13th of April with the IM Financial Group Open. She was absolutely in fine form. Bang Chun-sil came into her own with the Nexen St. Nine Masters on the 20th of April to win her 3rd KLPGA event. And then Kim Min-sun claimed her first on the 27th of April at the Dukshin EPC Championship. Hong Jun-min won only her 2nd world title, and this was a big one for her when she picked up the Chris FNC KLPGA Championship on the 4th of May, and that was a big one. It was 1,300,000,000 the tournament, or rather 1.3 billion to be precise. We were just talking about her, Kim Min-joo. Started off strong, kind of struggled along the way. Here she's down to, getting into the last hole of play. But right now, Kim Min-byul is still in, the contest, not in a very strong position to take those points forward, but you can never say. On any given day, things can change. So we'll wait and watch. Here's Lee Won, aims for birdie on hole 17. She's still with that 13 under. If she can't nail a birdie, she will look at saving par. Oh, what a narrow miss. And she will save par and keep her points intact at 13 under. She's got one more hole to play for Lee Won. That's when, everyone's heart skipped a beat, mine included, not just Lee Won. Kim Min-byul needs to get it in from a distance. It was never going to be easy, and she will look to finish on par. Will have to work it well. But she was the main challenger today, but as I said, on a course, things can change, and your destiny can take a different course altogether. Sorry, I had to say that. Well, Shin Yoo-jin aiming for birdie on hole number 17. She's got a 9 under, can upgrade her score here. almost does it for her. She'll tap that in for an easy finish. Kojiu needs to aim for birdie. And that's got to be a very painful miss, an absolutely painful miss. But she'll still finish with 73, 66 and 69, just faltering towards the end. An 8 under score for Koji Yu, but always delightful to watch. And here we are with the leader of the pack. Lee Yvonne gets ready to tee off for hole number 18. She's got, well, Kim Min-joo also there with her. It hasn't been the best one for Kim Min-joo today. Would have loved to have, done a lot better. Now we're looking at the clubhouse, and this is, of course, pretty much the last bit of play that we can expect. Anything can change, but having said that, if Lee Won can keep those points intact, it'll be deja vu all over again. Now there's OB on both sides. There's a water hazard 100 yards to the left, and you have to tee off to the left of the bunker on the right. Long distance hitters can benefit as they go towards the green. It's a hole that most golfers enjoy to play. It's got a steep downhill course. There are obstacles of bunkers and roads, crossing the course between the midpoint and the green. There are deep bunkers on the left front of the left green and the right front of the right part of the green. So it's a hole that requires accurate shots. Kim Min-beol looks to save par on her last and final hole of the tournament. And if she can finish this well, she will stay with that 11 under score. And yes, she has. So Kim Min-beol, it's been a performance from her. She's been delightful to watch. 30 on the front, 36 on the back. Those two bogeys really marring her performance. Or she could have finished right there at the top with Lee Won and pushed this into a tiebreaker or a decider. So Kim Min-beol finishing tied third with Moon Jung-min with 11 under. Hong Jung-min has still confirmed his second position with 12 under. And only if Lee Won falters in this will it be pushed into a decider. Shin Yu-jin also teeing off for her last hole.
플레이하겠습니다.
Kim Min-joo teeing off as well. Lee Won literally marching towards that win. Well, there you can see that exodus. That's what I always call it, the traveling of people from one area to the other. And there's a ton of people. It's such a big crowd here today. It's been such a delightful finale, to get so many to come across. Absolutely wonderful. Wasn't really expecting, I was expecting a big crowd, but so many well, that's another story entirely. So very interesting to look at how this tournament is going to finish. Might be a bit predictable if Lee Won can keep herself, together, can hold her own. But let's find out. Let's find out how this well turns out. .128 meters to the hole, Kim Min-ju. It's an under 6.2 elevation that we're looking at. Here's Lee Won. Oh, this is so important for her. That is terrific placement for her. She's actually set herself up for something big here. Hong Jung-min still there, remember. She's got that 12 under score. Shin Yoo-jin in that group with Kim Min-ju and Lee Won. Second stroke for hole 18, 112 meters that she's looking to cover. And that's well played. So it's certainly turning out to be a fine finish here for everybody. As we approach the clubhouse, always that familiar feeling. Some, golfers will have butterflies in their stomach at this part. Some will just cruise along confidently. Lee Won just quickly glancing, well, at her notes. She definitely knows how she's finished here. Jihan Sol just sharing a few laughs with, you know, her friends and rivals. Kim Min-joo aiming for birdie on hole 18. An on par finish might be a better option. Well, you've got two greens there, as you can see, with the of course playing on the slightly smaller one. Not too much of a difference.
자, 플레이하겠습니다.
Lee Won, a picture of concentration here as she plays out a final moment. Could be her final putt. Oh, that is marvelous, and she knows she's claimed it. That is an exceptional finish from Lee Won. Oh, what a way to go. A birdie on the final moment. A birdie on her final bit of action, and that is such a phenomenal way to finish it. Did get the victory lap, and she knows she's claimed it. She knows she's defended a title, and she's even bettered her score. Finished with 13 under par last year to win the tournament, and this year, well, that's the winning putt. It's a 14 under par finish for her. It really doesn't get better than this. What a performance from Lee Won, and that's going to be her second, well, you know, win of the year. After she won the Doosan Weave Championship, Shin Yoo-jin will also finish with the birdie. 72, 66 and 68 in the final round, a 10 under score, and she finishes tied 5th. You've still got, well, Kim Min-joo to finish off, well, her event. What a fantastic performance from Lee Won. 65 on the first round, 68 on the second round. Kim Min-joo looking to save par for hole 18. Kim Min-joo finishes with 67, 71 and 71 and a 7 under score. And Lee Won is definitely going to get doused with a good amount of cold water. There's no doubt about it. And there she goes. It's a terrific win by her. She was in control of this event. And there she is with a very good pal, Park Ji-young. There will no place for tears with the water, just claiming that. But what an event, what an event. Our second win of the year, and what a terrific way to do it. She was, as I said, very much in control of this, tournament right through, and finished off with a total of 202 points. There we go, 65, 68, and 69. Total points 202. And you compare that to last year, where she finished with 66, 69, and 68. She had a total score of 13 under. So last year it was 203 points with 66, 69, and 68, and a 13 under par finish. This year 65, 68, and 69. It's even better, 202 points with a 14 under par score. So Lee Won really shining here today. So second win of the year for her, and well, I must say I'm really delighted because I was there the last time she won, and that was very, very interesting. It was at the Doosan ENC Weave Championship on the 6th of April, where she won her 7th title, today being her 8th title. But what a way to go. Look at that again, 202 points, 65, 68, 69, on round 1, 2, and 3, and a 14 under par finish. Terrific win. And her fans are here in full glory. She's got family, friends, absolutely wonderful performance from this young golfer. Absolutely fantastic, and just what was needed. Don't forget, we've got the next event coming up is the Doosan Match Play, and that again is a 1 billion Korean won event, and that will happen on the 18th of May, followed by the 25th of May when the Evan Charity Open kicks in, and that's a 900 million event, and then the Suyuk Bank MBN Ladies Open, which is 1 billion Korean won, kicks off on the 1st of June. So a lot of events still to go in the KLPGA calendar, and if you ask me, we are just getting started. It's been such an event. Big winners this year have been Park Bo Kyom, Kim Min Joo, Bang Shin Sil, and Kim Min Sun, and Hong Jun Min. But the biggest so far has been Lee Won, because this is the only golfer to have won 2 events this year. First, it was that 1.2 billion Doosan ENC Weave Championship. And this time, of course, it is the NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship. Do stay with us because, our winning golfer, the queen bee of this course in 2025, will have a few words for the fans, for the audience, and for all those that, follow the tournament and follow her. And that will be followed by the prize presentation. Don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of this event. Just to remind you once again, this is the 2025 NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship. This is pretty much the 7th event of the year in the KLPGA calendar. And to be precise, the 6th if you take Doosan ENC as the first. My name is Glenn Mascarenas. I've been with you from round 1, and I'm going to stay with you till the end of the prize presentation. So do stay with us and don't go anywhere. So just a final look at our leaderboard. Lee Vaughan capping it off with a win there with 69 on her final round and a 14 underscore overall finish. Hong Jung-min finishing second with 12 under. Moon Jung-min and Kim Min-byul finishing a tied third with 11 under. So those are our main golfers in this event who finished at the top. There will be, of course, honors for the rookie of the event. There will be honors for the best play. So do stay with us to find out.
네, 안녕하세요. 네, 우선 저한테는 정말 뜻깊은 우승인 것 같은데요. 제가 타이틀 방어를 꼭 한번 해보고 싶었는데 이렇게 와이어 투 와이어로 멋지게 마무리할 수 있어서 정말 행복합니다. 네. 전반에는 몰랐는데 10번 홀 티박스에서 리더보드를 봤는데 한타 차더라고요. 그래서 좀 당황했지만 그래도 오늘 제 플레이를 끝까지 잘 하려고 노력했습니다. 감사합니다. 네. 함성 소리가 몇 차례 들리긴 했지만 그래도 타수 차이가 조금 있다고 생각을 해서 집중력을 잃지 않으려고 많이 노력을 했고요. 중반에는 조금 경기가 잘 안 풀렸지만 그래도 저를 믿고 끝까지 플레이했습니다. 네, 맞아요. 그때는 스윙이 조금 잘 안 됐던 것 같아요. 긴장도 많이 하고. 근데 프로님께서 3일 내내 같이 와주셔가지고 좀 제 스윙에 있어서 믿고 쳤던 것 같아요. 네. 네, 올 시즌 다승왕이 목표고요. 작년에도 이 시합까지 2승을 했는데 하반기에 조금 아쉬운 경기가 많이 나오면서 아쉽게 마무리를 했는데 올해는 시즌 마무리를 잘 하고 싶습니다. 네. 네, 가족들이 이번 수원 CC에 3일 다 갤러리를 해주셨는데 잘 될 때나 안 될 때나 옆에서 응원 많이 해주셔서 제가 잘 할 수 있었던 것 같아요. 그리고 제가 이번에 스폰서가 바뀌었는데 메디엘 권호섭 회장님께 진심으로 감사하다는 말 드리고 싶습니다. 감사합니다.
A few words there from Lee Won, and very humble in victory as always. She's really a lovely girl, a really awesome golfer to watch in action. And all the Korean golfers are always a great deal of respect, always a good amount of humility when it comes to, even claiming the win. There's never a boast, but it's always about talking about how, your other contenders were also at the top of their game and how you would have fought in the day. Very quickly, a look at some of the best moments that we've had today. Let's look at the 7th hole. And that was an absolutely stunning finish that we saw there. That took her up to 4th position. So we had some really fantastic moments on the 4th hole. Kim Min-byul So she had those consecutive birdies flying all around. Needed to finish this well on the 5th hole. She was really the golfer to watch in that first 9. It was such an amazing finish from her. So 5 consecutive birdies that she picked up. Then on the 6th hole, Kim Min Beol back again. And she'd already moved up to 2nd position. She was challenging the top spot, opening up with 6 birdies in the final round, and that's something that is not seen too often. She had a perfect score really to begin with. Then on the 8th hole, Moon Jung-min, well, giving us her silent work, missed out on nailing an eagle, but she had a birdie in there, and she was such a big mover as well. Lee Won on the 6th hole did not have too many birdies in the day, but she had them at the right time, and this was one of those that would have come by in the first 9 for her. Then she had 1 in the second 9, and finally on the finish, here's Han Jung-min. She was in 5th position at the 9th hole, and she had that perfect placement, set herself up for a birdie. And then Moon Jung-min on the 9th hole, uplifting her performance, going up to a 10 under. She also had an eagle in there and 4 birdies on the front 9. She was the unsung hero really of this tournament. While we had our eyes peeled on Kim Min Beol, Moon Jung-min was just working behind the scenes. On the 11th hole, Han Jung-min also coming into her own to earn a birdie, and she was at that time in tied 5th, and then she moved up to 4th position, and just kept pecking away at the top order. I think she's been the greatest success story of this event, Han Jung-min, and how to come from behind to claim a runner-up spot. Here's Moon Jung-min. She almost had that wonderful eagle in there. And then on the 11th hole, Kim Min Beol, well, landed up, very soon, bogeying a few as she went ahead, and that's what really marred her performance. On the 14th hole, here's Han Jung-min back again. Very, very consistent, finished off really well. And that was her 7th birdie of the day. What a performance from her. To come from literally, she was down and out yesterday. On the 13th hole, Kim Min Beol was still keeping it together, and she just missed out on the birdie, and that's where really her trouble started. She was tied first here at this point of time, but then she bogeyed the 13th, and that would change her destiny in this very event. At the 15th hole, Moon Jung-min was in tied 2nd, and then she had that birdie which took her up to the top position, and she was tied 1st with Lee Won. That was a 6th birdie, and if you count that eagle in, well, that's another story. But on the 16th hole, Kim Min Beol came back from 2 bogeys down to once again move up to 11 under. Definitely a glimmer of hope for her, but it would change and it would not stay the same. On the 15th hole, Lee Won continued with her, consistent performance, nailed a birdie at the right time to stretch that lead by 1 point and to go up to 13 under. So birdie on the 6th, birdie on the 15th, just 2 birdies by the 15th hole, 1 on the front, 1 on the back 9. And what a way she spaced herself out. Han Jung-min, nailed that birdie on hole number 17, and that took her to 2nd position with a 12 under score. 8 birdies from her today. What a performance from Han Jung-min. I really have admiration for that. And finally, on the last and final hole, literally that semi-victory lap and that hand raised will tell you a story. She knew she claimed it. 69 on the last day. Just 3 birdies today, but all at the right time. And Lee Won finishing with a 14 underscore. What a fantastic event it has been for Lee Won. Well, let's stay for the prize presentation and share the joy that Lee Won and the other golfers who finished in the top 3 will have. So Lee Won right at the top. Hon Jung-min finishes second. Moon Jong-min and Kim Min-byul finishing in tied third. Very, very interesting event. I did believe that Kim Min-byul would have provided the main worry for Lee Won in that front 9 performance of hers, but in that back 9 it was Lee Won all the way back again.
전달 시에는 LH투자증권 윤병훈 사장님, 선수 대표로는 김시현 선수께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 총 42개월로 농협살 4,200kg이 준비되어 어려운 이웃에게 전달됩니다.
자, 앞에 보세요.
The Nongyam Rice Donation for Needy Neighbors. Well, that's what we're looking at.
김시현 선수 진심으로 감사드립니다. 그럼 이어서 드디어 대망의 우승자 시상을 진행하겠습니다. 시상에는 LH투자증권 윤병훈 사장님, 한국여자 프로골프협회 김수희 수석 부회장님께서 수고를 해주시겠습니다. 우승자에게는 우승 자켓과 1억 8천만 원의 상금.
That's the Lee Won Support Club that we're looking at as well.
2025 LH투자증권 레이디스 챔피언십 최종 우승자는 3라운드 14언더파 총 202타를 기록한 이예원 선수입니다.
And Lee Won, our winner for the day. It's been a good one for her. Terrific outing. Terrific day at the office.
그럼 먼저 김수희 수석 부회장님께서 우승자 자켓을 수여하시겠습니다.
And the winner's jacket. Well deserved. Well deserved.
이어서 선수분께 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 다음으로는 LH투자증권 윤병훈 사장님께서 트로피를 전달하도록 하겠습니다.
And the trophy.
사진 촬영도 함께
Lee Won earning it. You know, that performance of hers today. Nothing flash about it, but she did everything that was needed at the right time. And I think that timing is so very important. Did not push herself, did not let the, pressure get to her at any point of time. And I think that was really her winning formula.
해드리도록 하겠습니다. 사진 촬영과 함께 진행해드리고요. 모두 다시 한번 큰 박수.
And 180 million Korean won. Well, that's what she'll take home.
김수희 수석 부회장님께서 축하의 꽃다발을 전달하도록 하겠습니다.
It's about 128,679 US dollars. Well, there's prizes all around, and the distribution of money is quite a bit. So, 1 billion Korean won is the total prize money of the event. But the runners-up also get, the tied third also gets, and so do the others in the fray.
사진 촬영도 함께 진행하겠습니다.
And that's the signature of all the golfers who've been a part of it, including the winner's signature that goes in the center. and that will be kept as a reminder and as in memory of this very event. So thank you so much for joining us to share, the action of the NH Investment in Securities, Ladies Championship in the KLPGA 2025. We were coming at you live from the Suwon Country Club in Gyeonggi-do, Korea Republic. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and it's time for me to shut shop and ship out of here. I'll catch you again in June with 2 events. But till then, don't forget to stay tuned to the KLPGA and support us as always. Thank you once again, and have a lovely rest of this weekend.